Okay. Yeah, hi. I got glasses. Now I can see. Actually, I didn't want to talk about that, but now here I go. Okay, the funniest thing that I should mention about my glasses is I have not worn glasses for years because when I went to go get my glasses, my vision is fine. It's 2020. Glasses make it greater than 2020, but what is wrong is I have a really weird shaped eye. It's called astigmatism, and it's really really bad. And so they gave me corrective lenses so that when I see like at night, I don't see weird things and I see what is. Have you ever seen Stargate Atlantis where they have the people have the aneurysms in their brain and they see weird shapes? Yeah, I kind of would see weird shapes at night, but I know that they're not really there. It's like I can tell the difference. My brain automatically corrects everything that comes in my eyes anyway, so I didn't need the glasses. And I find myself sometimes if I really want to see something, even though it's more clear with my glasses, I take them off to see what really is. As if I can't. So what? It's what everyone sees. My eye doctor had me read the chart too. And he said I was reading better than 20/20 vision with these glasses. So with the lenses, with the prescription. Anyway, so now it's just gotten, it's like a -4 or something. My astigmatism, they said really, really low percentage of people in America, in the whole world, have that. So he says you probably should just wear glasses all the time. Now there's one thing that really bothers me. I don't have all, they showed me the difference between spheric and aspheric and how it might make me kind of sick. It might fix my headaches actually. What happens is the lenses, they focus where the light comes in through your eyeball to a certain point, which is the lens, and mine isn't shaped right, and that's why I kind of do weird things with my vision. I do weird things with my eyes and squint, and anyway, I do weird things to try to get it to hit the lens so that I can see, and that's what the glasses do for me. Now, what I was going to complain about, it's doing it right now, is whenever sunlight, I see prisms. Now, some people like my daughter would say, oh, that's so pretty. Well, it's annoying. It annoys the crud out of me. And they say things like that are annoying that you'll just get used to. So I'm going to start wearing glasses all the time. Okay, but that's not what I was going to talk about. Once again, it's the same thing with my dentures. I give all these reasons why I don't need them, then tell you, but I am going to use them all the time. Also, they're pink on the inside. And they're kind of pink on the outside, but they're such a dark pink that they look brown. Okay, but what I wanted to talk about was, I figured it would take me too long to, I remember, to write it all out. So, people have been telling me one comment after another. It's like how everyone together, they don't all understand. Each person understands a little bit. It's kind of like that story about people, 6 blind people who go from anyway, we won't get into that. But anyway, they go and they see an elephant. Now, there is one whole elephant, but they only describe what they see. Of course, it's true, and that's the way it is. I get one person's advice, or not really advice, but opinion on things, and no one gets a clear picture of what it is. So I decided that I was going to put them all together, and then all these ideas were just flooding in, and I was like, oh yeah. One of the main ones was the fact that I am just getting so fat. But I couldn't tell because I couldn't see. I'm not going to go into that because it's really unflattering. Anyway, I just assumed. I remember my grandmother saying that about my grandfather. She didn't want him to get, what's that called? I can't remember. Some corrective surgery for his eyes because then she'd be able to see how ugly she really was. And she didn't want that. She is not. My grandmother was so, so beautiful. But it's just funny because she's like, he thinks I'm cute right now. He doesn't know. Anyway, So what I realized is each of these people was saying things, and there are things that I understood independently, but I never really applied them all together before. And what I decided is there's a reason why we get fat when we get older. People say, oh, it's okay, it just happens. Well, it doesn't just happen. Okay, this is how I discovered it. When I was walking, some people walk to stay in good shape. And when I used to run and all the girls would walk, they get mad because I get back before them because I was running and they were walking. They'd say, you're destroying your brain because running isn't good for you. It's not good for your back. It's not good for you. So they'd walk. And I thought about that for a long time. And I thought, well, then I'm doing the same good walking. So I'd rather walk because I can't run. So rather than be upset, I'll just walk the same distance I would have run. If you get the same workout and everything, that's what those girls told me when I was a teenager. Guess what? Then I started trying to run, and I got really sore, and I started walking worse. The reason is we use different muscles. Okay, now let me fast forward to... So I'm looking at myself in the mirror and noticing how fat I am. Okay, maybe I shouldn't use that word. That's when I get one little 4-year-old kid told me we don't use that word. I didn't say it. It was a book. It was a Hungry Caterpillar book. They said the caterpillar was a big fat caterpillar. And they go, oh, we don't say that word. Anyway, so maybe I should not say it either, because that's the same standard I use around the house. I'm like, well, if something isn't good enough for the kids, then sure as heck I'm not going to do it. Like watching videos. I used to watch videos, and my husband would say, make sure the kids are in bed. So I was like, well, if they can't watch it, I shouldn't watch it. So I started watching General Conference, LDS General Conference, and you know what? It's a better thing to do. I'm glad I'm using my time that way instead. Speaking of time, I'm running out of it. It's my son's birthday today, so I'm supposed to be getting things ready for his party, but I already did all the hard work of going to the store and crocheting things I needed. So basically, it's just easy stuff. Oh, you want to see what I did? They're so cute. Trying to pick them up with my bad hand. Sorry. Now all I did was just use cake mix, because I bought several cake mixes because I wasn't sure which one he'd want. And I used cake mix. You add 2 eggs and about 1/4 cup of oil, however much you need to make it pliable, and then you form balls and cook it. And then what I did was I took regular vanilla frosting and I put some peppermint extract in it, put green food coloring and chocolate chips in it, and voila! My son wanted mint chocolate chip cookies, and I tried making some of those, but I wasn't impressed. So he really, really liked those, and they got all over the kids' faces. If you're trying to keep kids' face clean. Oh, my ex-husband said something I thought was so brilliant. He said, it's like trying to clean up a kid's face while he's eating Oreo cookies. Isn't that funny? He was talking about trying to keep his house clean on Christmas. Yeah, just wait till they're done. Okay, anyway, so what I noticed is I was like getting upset because I'm getting fat, and I noticed that different muscles, there used to be a muscle group that got a lot of exercise, and I was like, well, there's nothing in my routine that I just do normally. That's why it's getting flabby, because I don't use it. Because I was like, well, I can walk more, and I walk more, and I walk more, and I walk more, and I don't notice, but I must be exercising something. I'm just getting fatter where I'm looking because I can't pay attention to everywhere at once. So where I'm looking, it isn't doing anything, but I'm sure it's doing something somewhere. So then I started thinking, oh, well, so I want to use all of my muscles. So what we do when we exercise is we go use muscles that we don't use all the time, and that's why they get easy. They get tired easily. So I'm upset because I'm not using those muscles all the time, and I realized, oh, the muscles that I'm not using are the swimming muscles, and I haven't been swimming in a long, long time. I used to go all the time because I had to do water therapy when I first got out of the hospital. Well, so I need to find somewhere and start swimming regularly and use those muscles. Now, it'll be really hard at first because I don't use those muscles, but those are the muscles that I notice. I add that later to what I realized is that when people get older, they move slower than little kids, because my little kids, they move so quickly. I think that's why we get fat, because we just stopped using those muscles and we stopped walking as fast. It's fast twitch muscles. They're gone because I never move fast anymore. And if I did move fast, it would probably make me really tired. But that's how I just not get old, is I just don't move slower. Just refuse to do it, because naturally I notice I just want to rest nowadays. I want to sleep more and things like that. I didn't used to, and I think, oh, I'm just getting old. I don't have to, because when we're certain old, we come up with milestones. Things, well, when you're old, you're supposed to have cataract vision. That's what my grandfather was having, cataract surgery on his eyes. Okay, anyway, that just came to me. Anyway, I was thinking certain things, like when I went to go get my eyes checked, my eye doctor says, oh, you're 43. Well, we need to check you for bifocals. I was like, bifocals? No way. I'm not that old. And he says, no, it's just something that people about 43, you're about the exact age when people start wearing bifocals. So we need to keep checking you on a regular basis to make sure that you don't need them. So he's just looking out for my good. No, he's not earning any money, extra commission or anything. It's just, he's concerned. Okay, so, and when I went to get my hair done, people said, you don't have any gray hair. I was like, am I supposed to? And she said, well, yeah, people when they're your age usually get gray hair. And bless her heart, this one really, really sweet lady, I was telling her about how this one lady doesn't even know I'm in my 40s. And I was like, she says, you're in your 40s? I was like, that's so sweet. And, last night I got the nicest compliment ever from one of my one of my son's friends. His mom was talking about somebody who was pregnant, and she was just talking to her girls, and she was saying, yeah, you can see Melissa's belly's getting a little bigger. And my son's best friend walked in the room and says, you mean Joe's mom? She's super skinny. Isn't that nice? I'm like, he might be remembering what I was. But either way, that was a nice thing to say. Anyway, my point is, there's all these people that have mounted up that have said things that make me believe, well, maybe they don't think I look as old as I do, because I feel like ancient, like 85 or something. That's not ancient anyway, but when you're young, you think it is. Anyway, I just realized I'm not nearly as old as I think I am, and I think it's just because I exercise a lot. Speaking of, I just saw someone walk by. You're getting that information real time here. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to say the thing about how everybody gives me a little piece of the information, and I have to put it together in my brain to make the whole truth. And the whole truth is that if you want to stay younger, you have to keep moving, because they move faster. The younger you are, the faster you move, and you start to slow down. So when you start to get tired, don't slow down. Keep going. I want to slow down. I just, like right now, I'm like, well, maybe I should just go sit down on the couch for a while. I know then I'd start getting cold, and I'd have to get a blanket, and then I'd fall asleep. And I really would rather sleep than do things that I should be doing. But I did do a lot of stuff yesterday, so there might not be that much to do. Yeah, there are things that have to be done, and I have to go pick up the kids. It's early out because it's Friday the 13th. Woo! And it was so cold this morning, let me tell you. This morning it was cold. Really, really cold. You could see your breath. And one kid told me he fell down on the ice. I was like, ice? He said, yeah, when he came out of his house this morning, there was ice. But I don't know. It was before the sun came out, probably. Somebody came over to get us. We were going to sleep in. because in honor of Joseph's birthday, he got to decide that he slept in. And guess what he chose for his cereal? Oatmeal. That boy loves oatmeal. And I gave him a cookie, and he didn't want it. He says, no, there's too much sugar. It's not good for me to have that much sugar in the morning. I am so grateful for children like that. Lena, she was like that too. I remember one time there was a teacher asking questions, and as a reward you got a cookie. And she asked a really hard question, and she raised her hand. I was like, oh no, I hope she doesn't ask me, because I don't know the answer. She raised her hand and she answered it correctly, and I was like, oh my goodness, way to go, Lena. And the teacher goes, okay, come up and get a cookie. She says, no, is there anything else? I don't eat sugar cookies. And the teacher asked me, did you teach her that? I was like, no, I didn't. And one time we were walking from church home, and it was before, now it's shorter because they made a new road, but it used to be a long distance, and people were asking us if we needed a ride because it was really snowy and icy and stuff. And she says, no, we don't want a ride. Make sure nobody gives us a ride. So I had to tell them all no. And when we got home, I said, so why didn't we get a ride? She says, Mom, our bodies are temples. We need to take care of them. That means exercising. And that is a good way for us to get exercise. I don't know who taught her those things. It wasn't me. Oh, let me tell you one more funny thing before I turn this off. My youngest daughter, she is so sweet, but she is also a pill. I mean, really bad. One morning, she got in trouble and had to go talk to